Hello and welcome back to the Root of It All podcast. This is a podcast produced by Boswell's Garden Centre. My name's Rosie, and in this episode we speak to Simon, Debs, Lisa and Martin about what to do in the February garden. We also talk about feeding our feathered friends during the winter season, as well as talking a bit about mental health and how important it is to get out in the garden this time of year. Without further ado, let's get to it.
What are you doing here?
What am I doing here? I've come for episode 2.
You mean you came back?
I did come back, yeah.
Oh no.
Can
you
I
mean
just-
they listened to that rubbish?
They
Can I
did.
just mention something? We've just done 20 minutes of podcast chat.
No, we didn't.
Oh, we didn't.
Oh, we did.
Oh,
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
We did chat. We just did 20 minutes of chat.
What happened then?
It was a figment of your imagination, I think.
There was a technical issue, and this is actually round 2. So today we have with us Deb, the lovely Deb. We didn't meet her last time. Deb, tell us a bit more about yourself. How long have you been here?
It must be close to 13 years now,
Oh, wow.
I guess. So quite a long time. Yes, definitely.
Have you got any specialist areas that you...
Herbaceous perennials are my
Herbaceous.
favourite. Yeah, definitely. And my favourite flowers are dahlia because they
Dahlia.
come in such a brilliant range of
Yeah.
shapes and colours, sizes.
I like touching dahlias. I just like holding the flowers. They all think I'm a bit weird for that.
Well,
You said it.
plant fetishes.
We've heard that on the grapevine.
So we've decided, haven't we, that today we're going to try and cover a few topics. Maybe a bit of garden maintenance, protecting your plants, and what to look forward to.
So if we start off then with a bit of garden maintenance.
Yeah.
Are you rolling? Are you
It
recording?
is. The record button is on.
Okay.
And I'm not going to touch the battery.
Okay, so where are we going on to? So we mentioned garden maintenance. So a few jobs that we can do this time of year if you've got the motivation to do it. Cleaning your greenhouse. Simon.
You've got a greenhouse, Simon.
I feel like he took the lead then and then very quickly changed his mind.
Well, I thought I don't want to hog it.
It was like he was doing the 100-metre relay race and he got to the first bend and dropped his baton.
I just threw it at you.
He did.
So this time of year, good prep for the spring is to
Yeah.
clean your greenhouse. So tidy up any rubbish that's in there, anything that you've overwintered, any plants that are in there that might have succumbed and died, with the cold weather. Then clear them out, clear all the cobwebs, tidy up, make sure it's clean, and then you're ready to go.
Yeah.
Make sure you've got all your pots and everything are in a reasonable condition, just so that you're not spreading any pest and disease into the next season. So Martin, cleaning patios, what would you say?
Well, I leave mine dirty.
That explains a lot.
So yeah, you can clean your patio this time of year, pressure wash it, or there's plenty of different products you can use to get it clean. Deborah mentioned possibly using like a grit or sand solution to try and get it up so that you're not using so many chemicals. But it's a nice job to get done out the way and
Certainly keep you warm.
and
Yeah,
keep you warm. Yeah. And then we mentioned about the sort of Brillo pad on a stick, we called it, didn't
Yes,
we?
Brillo pad on a stick. It's a good invention because you can then get in between all your slabs and your bricks and clean all the moss and weed out.
In the
and
cracks.
In the cracks and crevices.
Yeah, it's really good at doing that because
Yeah, we use them
I
out.
don't know what the technical name of it is.
No, I don't. That's what I was trying to think
No.
of. It's like a wire brush thing, isn't it?
So we use something
Is
similar
it
here.
not paving scraper?
Yes, well, yeah, that's possibly what it is.
Yes, I like that.
But you wouldn't want to do it on a frosty morning, would you? You'd have to wait until...
No, you'd have to wait till at least 2
Everything's-
coffees in. Other things that you can get on this time of year is like fence repairing. So anything that's damaged over the bad winter. So it's a good time to get out and start fixing those fences. And if it's dry for a period of time, it's a big if, you can start painting. So maintaining fences and structures that you have in the garden, archways and that sort of thing. Just checking to make sure everything's in tip-top condition before we get a lot of new growth coming.
Yeah, definitely. Cutting back or tidying or trimming plants. Only some plants would be trimmed this time of year. Is that right, Debs?
wisteria. We were saying about wisteria. in
Wisteria.
February.
But as we know, bushes continue growing, so they, we do need to keep trimming things back, maintaining shape and
Yes.
tidiness. So it is a thing that has to be done all the time.
Something that we do here is top dressing, and a benefit of that, sometimes if you're removing dead leaves, weeds, bits and bobs, muck from the bottom of your pots or even your beds, it's a good way of, because it could be insect eggs, funguses, all sorts of things there, and you can remove that and put a fresh mulch down, around things, just to give a bit of nutrient back into the soil as well.
And it looks nice.
Yeah, it looks nice, and it sets things off. So if you've got compost heaps at home that you've been making, especially if the compost is now ready to use, it is a good time this month to dig that in. You've got to be careful when you mulch that you're not actually getting the mulch against the plants themselves, so you have a bit of a gap, but it'll just give it, and just fork it in a little bit at the top of the soil, and then it just, the nutrient gets leached back into the soil and feeds, and that helps soil structure.
Some of these mulches can be quite strong and acidic, can't they, as well?
Yes.
So you have to be careful with roots of some plants and that, so you want a well blended or broken down soil improver or blended farm manure. That should put a lot more back into the soil.
And also, like you say, if you're top dressing pots as well with brand new compost, it's got a lot of nutrient value to that, so that will help feed the containers at the early spring. And then going forward from there, don't forget to feed your containers like every month with a good liquid feed, and that will just help keep plants in tip-top condition and promote healthy growth and lots of flowers.
Yeah.
Would you say for the lazy gardener you've got the slow release pellets as well, which
You can use something like that,
which are great for if you don't sort of remember or haven't got a chance to get out and do it all the time with the liquid feeds. Then the slow release pellets is better than not doing anything, and it will feed for up to 6 months.
Oh, okay.
And as you say, cover it with a covering, because you don't want birds or creatures getting in your pots and helping themselves if you've got pets and things as well.
Grandchildren thinking that they're sweets or something
Yeah.
like that. It's best to get them hidden out the way.
So mulching will help, and it helps prevent water loss as well, evaporation, and suppress weeds. So it's a really good.
It's a win-win.
A win-win.
You
for
must
this
mulch
time
your
of
garden.
year.
Yes. Talking about birds, it's also, because we have, we work in nature and we have this relationship, you need to keep feeding your birds, provide them with food. At this time of year, there's not a lot of food around for them. They've eaten all the berries and all the goodness, and there's not many insects flying around for them to capture. And yes, they'll be digging around for worms and bits and pieces, especially after you've mulched. It'll,
Disturb the ground.
I have a blackbird in my garden, and every time I'm out there, he sits and watches. And then when I chuck something to one side, he's like, "Ooh, don't mind if I do." They get straight in there.
No, they will, because they're foraging all the time, because they need to keep themselves full, for the weather and for
the spring, up and coming spring season.
We only
know
have
what that means.
robins under here, don't we? Quite regular robins. When we have our tea break in the afternoon, get a few biscuit crumbs thrown down for them, don't we?
Yeah.
They're quite,
They've become quite tame this time of year. Same with the blue tits. They're coming in now from sort of being in the wilder countryside. You can get them in your garden quite easily, but be regular with your feeding and watering, because there's no point in just encouraging them in and then stop feeding, because they'll have got used to the food source.
Yeah.
They said about bird boxes as well this time, especially for blue tits, because they
brilliant.
start to look really.
Yes.
It's quite early, but they do start to look.
And on a sunny day, you'll start to hear them calling. We had that last week, didn't we? There was a lot of sparrows and blue tits already started to.
Yeah.
You've got to be kind of careful with disturbing nests as well.
Don't be too tidy in the garden.
Because we get them nesting here. I mean, we had one nesting in the electric box last year.
we did.
Up on shelves, in bushes, you name it. There could be a bird's nest. So if you are going out and attacking a hedge or things like that, just to be aware.
A little bit later in the year anyway. It's a little bit earlier still, isn't it? But
hedge pruning happens sort of dormant seasons like now,
Yeah.
and then no later than in a couple of weeks' time, really.
Yes, yeah.
Because they'll start searching for areas to start building.
Exactly.
Talking of hedging, we've still got. Did you mention last week about the bare root hedging that we've still got in good supply? So we've got things like hawthorn, privet, wild rose, beech. What else? Blackthorn.
Vegas.
Yeah. So it's a very economical way to get a hedge started, and a nice natural hedge. Easy to get in because it's bare root, so you haven't got massive holes to dig. But it will soon get established this time of year as well. And a really
Wildlife,
good
I love
thing.
it as well. It's
Yes.
good wildlife.
Brilliant for wildlife.
It's probably the most economic way of building a hedge, isn't it?
You're not talking to the mic.
I'm scratching my eye.
Yeah, but you've got your talking.
I'm scratching my eye because
Yeah,
when
but
I
you're
look at you, it makes me
talking.
cry. Ow! Ow!
Abuse.
I bet you keep that in.
Right, I've got a really important question.
I'm going to get a plaster.
Martin's bleeding.
His bloody nose.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I have at least 2 black eyes from that. I've got a really important question. What's your favourite plant this time of year?
Oh, this time of year. Primrose for me. Nice
Primrose.
native woodland plant. Yeah, brilliant for under trees, shrubs. Reliable,
Hardy.
very hardy, very perennial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lisa?
Oh, I might change mine this time. I'm not going to have snowdrop.
No, because this is the first
Oh yeah,
time.
sorry. This is the first
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Sorry.
First time.
Oh,
We
snowdrop.
didn't cock it up last
It was
time, did we?
snowdrops then.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're very early and it's sort of coming out of winter. Nice to see them.
Yeah.
Think of spring then.
The spring.
Better weather.
It's coming. Spring is coming. Yeah. Martin?
Yeah, I quite like a mixture of the bulbs, really. It's hard to pick one over the rest. Crocuses, irises, and some of the wild plants that start to come up in your garden as well. Lovely.
He's what?
Trusted him to trump us.
Yeah, well, I know.
Yeah, I like all bulbs. Yeah.
Yeah, all spring bulbs.
Well, I cocked it up on the
That's a
first
bit of a
edit, so
that's a bit of a cop out answer, and I like all of them.
yeah.
It's all bulbs.
Simon.
Yeah.
Simon's gone.
I'm just staggered by his answer.
And that Irish coffee you got in your hand.
Yeah. Yeah, who put coffee in it? It makes it.
Ruins the flavour.
Yeah, I know, that's terrible. For me, for the spring, I mean, there's lots, as Martin has alluded to, but I like alliums. I like those. I have a collection of alliums at home, so I do like those. But there's a lot, and I think as plant nuts, we are, we do love the majority of the,
We struggle to choose one, really. Don't we?
No, it is a very difficult thing to do.
definitely.
It's kind of easier to mention the plants you don't like than the ones you do because there's so many lovely plants.
You can't be negative.
No.
Well, I'm not.
Precisely.
I'm not a hyacinth fan.
Yeah, because they look like who?
They do look like Matt Simpson.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about them. I
Yeah.
just don't like them. They wig me out.
They
but-
give him the ick.
Yes. But they do smell nice. So, kinder plants.
Oh yeah.
So we did mention last week that we'd be having some of the small baby starter plants in. We've now got a good range of them inside.
Oh, here we go.
Heated green.
Hang fire. Here's Anna being all loud.
Oh, look, she's running. Look.
She's running.
Getting her steps in.
Anna's running with her trolley.
She didn't notice.
She can't hear. She didn't notice.
She was oblivious to everything that's going on around her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, as you were saying.
spring
We were
flower.
talking about the kinder plants.
Oh yeah, kinder.
Yeah, so you can start doing things with them, getting them going, as long as you've got the areas to keep them frost free. It gives you a good start on your summer bedding. Yeah.
So kinder means
Baby.
baby plants.
Summer, yeah, it's summer bedding plants though.
Okay.
As a rule, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a big
Yeah,
range
it's
of.
like an annual plant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so
all
there's a
right
big
annual.
range of geraniums, fuchsias, calibrachoa, bacopa, petunias, verbena. So all the.
Busy
osteospermum-
Lizzie.
Busy Lizzie.
Yeah.
It's very similar to the range that we offer anyway in the summer in the bigger pots that we grow here ourselves in the nursery.
So for those that don't know, we do have an on-site nursery here at Burton Latimer. So we do grow a lot of our own plants.
Just to put it in there,
Well-
Anna's just come back past.
Yeah, Anna
Or a
just
run.
ran
She's having a
past if
run.
you could hear her.
Maybe when we've got the nursery full of all of our bedding plants, it gets really packed up there. Maybe we could put an add-on to the podcast to show
Oh, we're gonna collar
to walk around and really, do a proper tour of the nursery to show what we do and where we're at.
Also, if we do it soon, it'll be warm, won't it? And if it's cold out here, and the heaters will be
Yeah.
on, and it'll be lovely.
Yeah.
So I think another important thing to talk about is obviously your mental health this time of year, and getting out in the garden and Because you're not going to want to, are you? Everything looks and it's just...
It's cold,
It's
it's
hard.
wet,
Yeah.
It's miserable.
and you'd
It is-
rather be inside having another cup of coffee.
But you will feel better if you get your wellies on and a warm coat and just walk around. You don't have to do anything. You could just take stock of what's there and make
what's growing,
plans.
what's coming up
Get
now.
out and get some air.
Even go out for a walk in the countryside.
Yeah.
You know, if you've only got a small plot and you've walked round it 3 times and you've had enough of that, get out, get your boots on, get out in the countryside, go and see what's going on. Go for a long, walk. Get some air in your lungs. Get some, get yourself a workout, and you'll feel so much better.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think putting a garden plan together, you can start that now, to be honest, where you just put a list of things to do, and then you can think, I just want to do a little job today, or start a bigger job, and you can sort of chip through your list, and you'll feel like you're getting somewhere and doing a bit. Otherwise, you leave it all
Last minute.
and it's a mess.
You never do it then, do you?
No,
really?
so
Yeah,
It's
because
nice
if
to
it all
have a
builds
plan.
up and you think,
Yeah.
oh, I can't
and it
do all
makes
this.
you feel good that you've done something on the list, something towards making it better for the spring, summer.
Yeah, and you can plan what plants you're going to put in and where you're going to put them. That's the thing I do. I'm the non-plant one, by the way. I'm the marketing lady, and I tend to buy plants, think, oh, that's lovely, and then I put it at the front, and then it grows a metre high, and everything at the back shorter, so it looks a bit of a mess. But I think that's why if you put a bit of forward planning in,
You
and,
need to buy some secateurs.
just chop it
Shears.
down.
Yeah.
Hedge trimmer coming up.
Yeah.
But it's also good, seeing all these colours. We've been talking about all this energy and everything that plants are growing. It's good to get out and one with nature. But it's good for your mental health, it's good for serotonin levels, and it just makes you feel good.
And it makes the house feel twice as toasty when you return.
Yes.
Even if you can't
Save on
afford the
heating.
heating.
Yeah.
Even this time of year, you've still got things that are lovely yellows, blues, yellows, that can really sort of look vibrant and cheer you up as you go out the house or come in the house.
We were saying though in the spring about the yellow flowers, how it's quite nice. It seems the time of year when we get the most yellow flowers that come out, which is
Yeah.
good because it does make you feel better.
Yeah.
The brightness of it all.
It's a warm
sunshine.
colour, isn't it? Yellows and oranges
yeah.
are warm colours.
Definitely.
How many times, because a lot of people haven't got colour in their garden and we're buying or growing a lot of colour here, how many times do we get it where a customer walks through the door in January or February and says, oh my god, this looks fabulous.
Yeah.
I really needed this,
Instant
to come
colour.
and look around this has really
And the
picked my
smell,
mood up
that's
and
the other
stuff.
thing actually this
Yes.
time of year. It's
Yeah.
it's the most fragrant plants this time of year, don't you think?
Yeah.
So many
Yes.
things are fragrant.
Do you know what I remember? This is before I worked here. It was during COVID, and I was really not okay. And I just was like, I just need to go and be with green. I need to go out. I just want to be with green. And actually, I came here and walked through the front door, and the air was thick, and it just smelt green. And I just stood there and was like, oh,
That's what
this is what I needed. Yeah.
That's nice to hear. So nice to hear, isn't it?
Yeah,
Seeing it from the other side.
I
Because we don't
literally-
always hear that. I mean,
Yeah.
like I say, we have quite a few customers
get-
that do say it, but
Yeah, we
it's
do.
quite nice.
Yeah. And it just, I was happy.
It's also it's also beneficial to the staff that work here, especially
God, yeah.
the hard work we put out in the plant area every single day, and it's beneficial to us to hear the good reports and the
Yeah.
good comments from customers.
Yeah.
Because we do put our heart and soul into the place, and I think people can see that as they come in and walk around, and it's good to get that sort of feedback.
Yeah.
We're not doing it. We're doing it obviously because we are a plant-orientated garden centre, but we're also doing it because we're plant nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got a passion
Yeah.
for it.
And we want to make everything look as sort of lovely as possible, don't we?
Yeah.
To give people inspiration so that they can then transfer that to their garden.
Yeah.
Jeanette,
you were in the last one.
Oh my
Come here.
God. And this is Jeanette again.
Jeanette's gonna
Jeanette
take the
used to
chair.
work here for many, many years. She's like a bit of a Burton Latimer celebrity, actually.
Yeah, she's a socialite.
You were all right?
Yeah, we're all
you're
good.
right? Yeah. Are you regular? Are you one
She's
of
our
the
marketing
gang?
lady.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
I don't wear uniform, I'm in disguise.
Is it you who pushes it all on Facebook? and
Yes.
Did you listen to the last podcast?
Oh my God, shouldn't say no.
Podcast? On,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing a podcast.
You need to listen to it. It's quite fun.
Where's
That's what
that?
this
And on-
is. You were here last
No,
time
where's
when we were
that then?
doing
On
it.
Instagram or Spotify?
Spotify.
Oh, I've got
You
Spotify,
go
but I don't listen to music.
It's called The Root of It All.
Oh, really?
I think you were on the last one.
Yeah,
No.
You're going to be on this one.
Did you catch me?
You come right at the end of it. We were just finishing.
Remember we were all stood over there and you walked up? Yeah, you're on that.
Yeah. Oh dear.
So you're going to be...
She's a regular. She's our star guest.
Can't keep away.
I will be more in the summer when I start gardening again. It's just this weather's atrocious.
It's all
Really
Yeah,
is, yeah.
so bland, isn't
How
it?
can you do anything? Or
It's so wet, isn't it? Jeanette, how long did you work here for?
13 years.
13 years.
Montana.
Did you love it?
Yes. Yeah.
You did, you enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
did, yeah. It was a really good team, yeah. And that's what makes it really, isn't it?
Do we have to work today?
Not
We always
really.
work.
This is our work.
This is work. Yeah, this is important. This is you know, helping our listeners.
And if she forgets to press the record button again, we'll be here all day anyway.
That didn't happen.
Much.
Yeah, talking of hard work, Simon, I think it's coffee time, isn't it?
Oh,
shall
Well,
we?
again, I think we should have a coffee time now because you know,
Yeah, definitely.
enough of this nonsense.
Yeah.
I'm
Does
gone.
anyone
Bye.
have any biscuits? Well, that's it for today. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you on the next one.